That is gutsy. Greetings, everyone. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad that you are here. Today's nonsense is happening in Historic, and we are building around Eater of Virtue. Folks, whenever equipped creature dies, exile it. Then, as long as a card exiled with Eater of Virtue has flying, equipped creature has flying, the same goes for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Haste, Hexproof, you know, a bunch of keywords. Keyword soup, right? And it's just a Bonesplitter. So, 1 mana come down, 1 mana equip, creature gets 2/0. So we're running both Bonesplitters and the Eater of Virtues, so we're planning on giving our creatures +2/+0. The good thing about Eater of Virtue, and the reason we're building around it, is that it can also confer all of those crazy keywords. So, I mean, I think you can see where we're going with this. We're trying to get a bunch of keywords onto our Eater of Virtue and make things go crazy. One of the best ones going to be Swiftblade Vindicator. Double Strike, Vigilance, Trample. Yes, you can put all Double Strike, Vigilance, and Trample onto Eater of Virtue and make your creature into a one-man army, or goblin army, or woman army in this case, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? A very, very powerful army all on its own. But then there are a bunch of other ones that are kind of a little sneaky good as well. Healer's Hawk, Flying, and Lifelink. You know, you think about it having Flying and Lifelink, but it has Flying and Lifelink. So putting Flying and Lifelink on Eater of Virtue, very, very good. Fervent Champion gives First Strike and Haste, but also allows you to equip things to it for free. Goblin Gaveleer just gives Trample, but again, Trample, very powerful ability, and this can kill your opponent very, very quickly. Rabbit Battery for Haste. Captain Eberhart has Double Strike. Lizard Blades has Double Strike. We have an Imperial Blademaster for Double Strike as well, and Halvar as a backup equipment or an ability to grant Double Strike, kind of in a weird way, sort of thing. All very good as well. Kind of one of the key cards in the game, or in the deck, though, is Adanto Vanguard. This is a card we kind of want to see all the time. A lot of the more controlling decks, the slower moving decks, just have a lot of board sweepers, right? We've built a fair number ourselves. And they're going to lean pretty hard on destroying all of our stuff. So when they do that, we just pay 4 life, give it indestructible, and move on with our day. No, it's not going to work to pay 4 life, give it indestructible, and then let it die with Eater of Virtue, because this only happens until the end of turn. So the indestructible is going to be very difficult to confer to the Eater of Virtue, since it has to be destroyed to grant it, you know? But, you know, in general, cast equipments, cast creatures, put equipments on them, turn them sideways, right? The rest of it, hopefully, is just good times. That said, see if it works. All right, folks, it's Dodalger. Good luck, Dodalger. Yes, we will keep this, I think. Going to start on Healer's Hawk. And pass. We don't have... Oh boy, it's Llanowar Elves. Okay, well... Yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and slam a Swiftblade Vindicator here. But we're going to attack. Get it down past the turn. Next turn, just going to be Maul the Skyclaves on the Swiftblade Vindicator and pray that's enough. We're assuming this is Elves, right? Elves. Very strong. Oh, crud. Yeah, we don't have any interaction for that, so... Yeah. But we do have a pretty quick clock. So as long as our opponent can't kill us very, very quickly, we can kill them quickly. And this does block well, right? So they can't just chip in for a couple of damage here. They're going to have to Alpha Strike in a big way. And we do have Bonesplitter coming up next turn, so, you know, that is a good thing to be up to. As long as our opponent can't interact, of course. That's the biggest thing we're worried about. You know, if they have some kind of Reclamation Sage, destroy your Maul of Skyclaves here, we are pretty dead. But our opponent has to have a good turn, unless they have that. You know, if they don't have Maul of Skyclaves, they've got to... you know, go off, which admittedly they could, you know, they could just, you know, go 4 mana here, Collected Company, even main phase, they know what we're up to, and then Elvish Archdruid will then tap for 4 and Collected Company again or something, you know, and unless we get, okay, they're doing it, oh boy, that's Oh my goodness. Well, they did get the Jaspera Sentinel, which is very good for them. But, hey, so never mind. Remember all those things I was talking about? None of those things matter. So we're just gonna Swiftblade Vindicator, get an Eater of Virtue, get a Bonesplitter, and attack. And Dottleger going to scoop him up. So GG. GG. Gotcha. Yeah. Alright, everyone, here we are up against Sunjit. Good luck, Sunjit. And yeah, I think we're going to keep this. Start on an Inspiring Vantage, and oh boy. Yeah, opponent starts on Voldaren Epicure. Okay, well, I'm not thrilled about that, but it is what it is. Fervent Champion, get in. Opponent, not sure. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure they want to block here. That would probably not be great, but yep, they have another Voldaren Epicure. We take that damage. You got it. And they get in. All right, just trading blows back and forth. You got it. Opponent. Discards with blood. They get rid of... Oh, Herald of... Oh, boy. This is not the mono-red matchup. Well, crud, folks. Yeah, all of these things are terrible. Fervent Champion, get in there. Because Swiftblade Vindicator, I'm afraid, might not be able to get the job done. Next turn, I think we do cast and equip Bonesplitter, because that is a lot of damage. Our opponent clearly having trouble finding the black mana. All right. Which is okay with us for sure. Yeah, you got it. If they want to trade with Fervent Champion, I think that's okay right now. Yeah. We're kind of expecting some amount of, like, Anger of the Gods, Sweltering Sun style stuff. Oh. Nope. That was not the case, folks. That was not the case. And if they're going to miss a land drop, then they are going to die. So, GG. GG. Alright, folks. Here we are up against Somber Shadow. Good luck, Somber Shadow. And yeah, I think this hand is keepable. We're going to hang on to this one. Start off with an Inspiring Vantage. Plop down Goblin Gaveleer. Pass the turn and pray. I think that's where we're at. I think we're going to progress directly into Blinkmoth Nexus here unless something dramatic happens. Yeah, that's not going to do it. So, Eater of Virtue, come on down and get attached to Goblin Gaveleer. Swing for 5, pass the turn. We're on the way, folks. The reason we wanted to play the Blinkmoth Nexus is just in case they have a way to remove our creature, or we need flying for some reason. We want it to not have summoning sickness as soon as possible, right? So, all right, Bonesplitter. And equip. And attack. Opponent. Takes the damage. Wow. That is gutsy. All right, Healer Sock, come on down. Join the party. Opponent has 9 lives. Oh my gosh. If they just have 9 lives Solemnity, I'm going to be a little upset. So, okay. I guess we're going to animate and attack. See what our opponent has to say about that. Do you have the Solemnity? No, but you do have Ixalan's Binding. All right. Takes our Goblin Gaveleer. All right. Fine. Yeah, I guess we should have played the Healer Sock. I was kind of worried about a board sweeper there. But... okay. Inkmoth Nexus. Fervent Champion. Healer's Hawk. And get in. Yeah, I mean, well, I guess... wow. Alright, well. That does it, right? Do we have any Bone Crusher Giants in the deck? I don't think so. What is in the spell book here? No blocks. No blocks. What is in the spell book here? Any damage can't be prevented stuff. Enchantment destruction stuff. No. Okay, well, then that does it. GG, opponent, GG, you got us. Folks, sometimes they just have it. Our opponent just had it. So, what do you do? Alright, folks, here we are up against Overzealous Owl. Good luck, Overzealous Owl. And yeah, this is a good hand. Questionable, though. Are we supposed to attack for 1 on turn 1? And then attack for 5 on turn 2? Or just attack for 5 on turn 2? But be set up to, you know, do Lizard Blades and stuff like that in the future. Yeah, I think we're gonna not fool around. We're just going to do the Fervent Champion thing. Our opponent is unlikely to expect both of these. And the good thing is, if they wait for Eater of Virtue to be equipped before killing the Fervent Champion... Oh, okay, Bright Dragon. Yeah. Then it gets haste, right? And haste is very good. So, Eater of Virtue. And equip. Opponent for real. Thank you. Then Bonesplitter. Equip. And attack for 5. Opponent drops to 12. And we're going to pass. If they have untap Prismari command, they get to destroy our Eater of Virtue and our Fervent Champion. And we would be, like, really sad. But, alas, it happens. An untapped land here would not be bad at all. We would really like to be able to go 2-drop, 2-drop. But, you know, being able to just Goblin Gaveleer is also not the end of the world. Because we still attack for 5 next turn. But then we, you know, cast 2 dudes, and we can equip 1 to each and all that kind of thing, you know. Okay, we did not get the land, but that's okay. Combat. Attack. 1 of blocks. Okay. Well, Goblin Gaveleer. Goblin Gaveleer. Alright. Pass the turn. It's Consider. Well, it has just 1 Phoenix in the bin. Alright. And they take a draw for the turn. Mountain. Pillar of Flame exiles our creature. No, darn it. Eater of Virtue can't exile things that are already exiled. That's not the way that works. That's okay. All right. Eater of Virtue. Bonesplitter. Combat. They have Prismari command here. They could also get us. Like, kill a creature, destroy, you know, like, kill this creature, destroy that Eater of Virtue. Then we hit them for 1, you know. They do it. Oh, they did it backwards, though. Because now the Eater of Virtue does at least give the trample and stuff. I guess just trample. But it was exactly our worst fear. Admittedly, they didn't know it, but they did do it correctly, as it turns out, because the Eater of Virtue in our hand can't come down and do the thing. You know. Land would be really nice, being able to 2-drop and equip. Well, okay, I guess this is fine too. So, Fervent Champion. Eater of Virtue. Combat. Our opponent can cash in the Relic of Progenitus. Okay, they don't. They just choose to trade. Fine. Yep. They could have cashed in the Relic of Progenitus and tried to look for a spell and do it, you know, the other way. But this is fine. Fervent Champion, now a 3/1 First Strike Trample. Really been missing our land drops, though. That is not ideal. Okay, opponent does a bit of looting from the bin. Holds on to the card. Probably a removal spell, if I had to guess. Yeah, you got it. And passes. All right. Hey, Blinkmoth Nexus. Thank heavens. So our opponent going to make us go to combat here, unsurprisingly. And just takes it. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to Captain Eberhart then. And equip Captain Eberhart. Because equipping back to the Fervent Champion is free anyway. So we might as well be mana efficient. It's true, we give up the bluff here, but I don't think we're really bluffing much. I think our opponent recognizes what's going on here and is going to be inclined to just... Hey, okay. Alright, well. So, combat. Actually, does this make any sense? If our opponent has, or if they don't have a removal spell, they die. If they do have a removal spell, then they blow us out, right? So this attack is bad. So let's attack there. We should not have equipped then. We shouldn't have even cast. We should have waited until after combat. Okay. Is this just another Prismari command, maybe? I mean, that would be inconvenient, but it's not the end of the world. They do have to have something. Rosales Owl. What are you up to? I think they were kind of hoping we would swing in with both, and then they would just kind of blow us out, you know? Looks like, yeah, it is another Prismari command. Man, our opponent's been really lucky with those. They haven't seen that many cards. Yeah. Inconvenient, but acceptable. It does happen. Dragon's Rage Channeler, though, does not block, right? So... Has to attack there. And Eater of Virtue. Blinkmoth Nexus come alive. Equip. Combat. I think we're going to attack this time, though, because the Den of the Bugbear only has 2 toughness. So, they could theoretically... Okay. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah. Animate the Den of the Bugbear, but they need to do this the other way. Oh, they couldn't do it the other way. Yeah, see, yeah, because they needed the blue mana. I was going to say they needed to tap it after blocks, but they couldn't tap it after blocks because it was a red mana, right? Opponent on 1 life, not quite where they want to be, but... yeah, they just make the land drop, and they're dead. So... actually, that's not true. That was incorrect, folks. That was incorrect. Nobody wants to cash in the Relic of Progenitus there. I can't imagine why they're running Relic instead of Soul Guide Lantern. So this is for the mirror. You want to exile your opponent's stuff, your opponent's bin. But this, when you pop Relic of Progenitus, you exile all graveyards. So our opponent could have popped this. They can't animate then a Bugbear then, but they could theoretically find another Prismari command or something, unless they only had 2 on the list. Which, in fairness, they don't typically run very many. So I assume they probably only have 2 on the list, which is why they scooped it up. But, you know. Prismari command could have 2 damage here and destroy an artifact on the Lizard Blades. You know, now, admittedly, I'm sure they were thinking, yeah, but that doesn't get us very far. And they're right. I do have a bunch more creatures, but a little bit of an early scoop anyway. So GG, opponent, GG. Alright, folks, here we are up against Pollux. Good luck, Pollux. And yeah, we'll keep this in. I think it's fine. Opponent starts on Rabbit Battery. Okay. We're going to start on Healer's Hawk. Your go, Pollux. Your go. Really don't want them to kill our Healer's Hawk until we have Eater of Virtue online. Opponent goes with Fireblade Charger. Okay. No blocks. Well, opponent, you're about that life. But I'm about that life, too. Eater of Virtue, come on. Let's do this thing. We gain 3 life back, but it's a race. Pollux, what are you up to over there? Sokenzan. Crucible of Defiance comes down for our opponent. You're going to kill our Healer's Hawk? Don't exile it. Okay, they don't exile it. Oh, boy. That's a good thing for us, folks. Because we can now get down Adanto Vanguard and be able to pay life with it. Okay. Let's see. You know what? I think we're actually going to pay the life here. And this is all sketchy. All of these things are sketchy. But we're going to Eater of Virtue. Because now we can pay 4 life to give our Adanto Vanguard indestructible to protect it in combat, you know? Okay, the Rapid Battery here does throw a wrench in our plans just a little bit, but we can still block the Fireblade Charger. And we gain 3 of the life back. Yep, block. We drop to 6. Gain back up to 9. Take 2 down to 7. Our turn. No land. Darn it, we really wanted to land so we could play and equip with Lizard Blades. That would have been awesome. We can't, but we will go ahead and do this. Gain 7 right back. Drop our opponent to 10. And pass. Man, we wanted to land there. Opponent goes with Mountain and Hellrider. Oh my goodness. That was not what we were expecting. Opponent can still attack for 2 creatures, which deals 2 damage directly to our face. 4 damage coming in. We drop to 8. Our turn. Inspiring Vantage. Darn it. That is not the land we wanted. Alright, well. We won't need Double Strike next turn. So, I guess we're just going to attack, go back up to 15, and play the Imperial Blademaster and pass the turn. So now, they can't kill us unless these 2 cards are very, very special things, right? So, Thundering Rebuke. That's a good start. So then this is going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they could have Xaxes if this last card is also a removal spell for our Imperial Blademaster. 3, 4, 9, 10, 11. So we pay 4 life down to 11. So yeah. Okay. Not thrilled about that at all, because we still take 1 billion damage. But we're not dead. Okay. Down to 5. Holy cow. Alright, so I'm not sure what little prank they were pulling there, because apparently they're just trying to get us to call their bluff, maybe. But they didn't have a removal spell for the Imperial Blademaster, otherwise they would have used it now. So, I don't know. A little bit strange. A little bit strange. But GG, opponent, GG. We got him. Alright, folks, we are back. We are back. And honestly, it was a blast. We had a good time. Really can't complain. The deck did well. You know, that's, yeah, we were pretty aggressive and we got our beat down. You know, we beat some really good decks too. Some Phoenix, some Elves, things like that. So can't really complain. This deck, you know, we also beat a couple of opponents. I'm not sure how many we're in a show, but we beat several opponents who were kind of stuck on lands. They just missed a land drop. Okay. They only missed 1, but this deck will punish you very quickly if you do. You know, when we can be attacking for 10 Double Strike, Vigilance, Trample, you know, on turn 3 or whatever. It's really good. As far as cards you might look to change if you were going to build it at home, the Imperial Blademaster, we were kind of hoping, whenever a Samurai or Warrior you control attacks alone, draft a card. And like the Goblin Gaveleers are Warriors, it itself is a Samurai, you know, but that's it. You know, there isn't other synergies, and we didn't think there really needed to be. We were just hoping when it attacks, draft the card would be good. It just never really happened. It's kind of expensive because you got to cast it on turn 3, and it doesn't always have haste. We were hoping it might, with the Fervent Champions and the Rabbit Batteries, to grant haste with the Eater of Virtue, maybe, but it really never got there. That's probably going too deep. You can probably do better. Maybe just another small Skyclaves. This was a very, very good card that we kind of regularly wanted to come down, and we didn't see as often. Maybe another Halvar, similarly. Giving the 2-0 and Vigilance is right, you know, is more backup of what we're trying to do with 2-0 from these cards as well. Just having another one of these could be good. And then also giving us some board sweep protection, things like that. So, but yeah, the deck did fine. I would not discourage you at all from crafting it. I think it's quite good. So, there you have it. That said, folks, I'm also a Twitch streamer, so if you enjoyed this content, definitely come on over to the Twitch stream. We would love to have you. In the meantime, dropping a like and subscribe just helps the channel a ton, so appreciate it if you would not mind doing that as well. That said, you folks have a fantastic day.